It's finally here, the new Land Rover Defender, a world icon and the most capable Land Rover yet. My name is Roz and I'm super stoked to be part of this massive unveiling across Asia. But before we see it in action here, let's go on a road trip to uncover the story behind the legend. Asia is no stranger to the Defender, with die-hard fans all around the region pushing the limits on their off-road adventures. From tropical to urban jungles, the Defender has conquered them all with ease, whether for thrills or for trades. Now, fans can look forward to greater things to come with the new Defender finally launching in Asia. I know you're desperate to sneak a peek, but before we do that, let's meet the team behind the design of the new Defender. Let's go straight to Land Rover's Chief Creative Officer, Professor Jerry McGovern, OBE.
Hello from our Product Development Centre here in the UK. Over its 70-year history, Defender has captured the hearts and minds of our customers, achieving iconic status. Since its launch in 1948, the series Land Rover and Defender models have built an undisputed reputation for their ability to conquer the most arduous terrains. Now the time has come for a new Defender, a vehicle of epic capabilities, both desirable and incomparable. When we designed the new Defender, the challenge was to capture the essence of the originals while making it relevant to the demands of today's world. Therefore, the new Defender is respectful of its past, but not harnessed by it. So this is the new Land Rover Defender 110. It measures just over 4.7 meters, and it is the toughest Land Rover ever created. Its silhouette is unmistakable. It's a modern interpretation of the originals. Its proportions have been optimized to achieve a well-balanced design, and with its minimal front and rear overhangs and high sill, deliver supreme all-terrain capability. Reinventing an icon is no easy task, but I hope that you agree we've achieved it. So here we are at the beginning of a new chapter in the remarkable story of the Land Rover brand. I am absolutely confident that the new Land Rover Defender will be a huge success and a worthy successor to its unique predecessors. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry McGovern. Tonight, I'm super stoked to have with us Massimo Frascella, Creative Director, Land Rover Design, to give us his take on the new Defender.
We think the design of the new Defender will fit Asia perfectly because, first of all, it is a global car. It is a car that has been designed with a great level of appeal globally. So inspiration came from, our DNA, the heritage, but at the same time, we were certain we didn't want to do something that was just looking backward. We want something that clearly had to look forward into the future. So really taking that essence of Defender and bring it to today's world. We challenged ourselves with the, isolating from everything, not even looking at the old Defender, and headphones on literally for 2 weeks. Well, after the sketch phase, we started working in 3D. We did a few scale models, 4 or 5 scale models, and normally that piece of work takes a few weeks, sometimes even over a month. But again, after 2-3 weeks, there was one theme that was standing out, and we all felt like that was the next generation Defender. So from that theme, we started to work directly in full size, in clay, with the clay modeler starts to really refine every single line and surfaces and details. And that got us to the creation of an internal concept that was really a statement to our design vision. what we called LR1, which is effectively a fully functioning prototype, and that was the beginning of the new Defender. Designing the new Defender has been a challenge, but clearly we didn't, I mean, you can approach that project, feeling the pressure of designing the new Defender, but clearly we didn't want to be overwhelmed by that. We kept ourselves quite free, and that's why we almost isolated from the image of the old Defender, because inevitably would have come out in some of the elements that are part of the new Defender. In fact, when you think about the silhouette, or the short overhangs, the ground clearance, those are all elements that are there for a reason, and they are shared between the old Defender and the new Defender. There was a lot of excitement, there was a lot of dedication and a lot of passion. You could feel the vibe within the team and across the business, really. As we got to our design vision, it's incredible how true to the concept the final production car is, and that is an indication of how important this car was for us, and how everyone was behind really driving this huge effort from our business side to deliver this outstanding vehicle. It's just a car that has a very broad appeal, and it gives that level of confidence that you can take the car anywhere and it will always feel appropriate in any situation. So I truly believe that the character and the spirit of this new Defender will appeal greatly with our customers in Asia.
Whoa, that's a lot of work that went into creating a masterpiece. Now, let's go over to Nick Rogers, Executive Director of Product Engineering, on the nuts and bolts that went into bringing the new Defender to life.
We're really excited that we have created a vehicle that will appeal to people in every corner of the globe. In 1948, the Land Rover was the first vehicle to conquer so much of the world. It was the first vehicle that so many people saw. And we're really excited that everybody in Asia will absolutely love this new vehicle. I promise you, this vehicle is the vehicle for you. It's always on, it's always connected, always up to date, state-of-the-art infotainment system that simply makes your life better. So we're really excited what that system delivers. It is an absolute transformation, and it's part of our new electrical architecture with an Ethernet backbone. It's got features like 360 scope, where it merges all of the cameras around the car into one image that you can simply scroll around the vehicle like a virtual scope. It's at least 3 times stiffer than the best body on frame and other structures that are out there in the marketplace, which is why the new Defender is such fun to drive, is so connected to drive. But it's also incredibly safe. So the new Defender is the Defender for 2020. It has absolute state-of-the-art electrical architecture, has a new infotainment system. It can speak over 20 languages. It's fluent across the globe. It's got an Ethernet backbone. It's got broadband safety features, so the system for unlocking the cars is broadband, ultra-wideband. It is incredibly safe. But the fact this car is always on, always connected, always up to date is absolutely key. And in 2025, you will be able to upgrade your 2020 Defender to the latest HMI, the latest functionality and the latest features. So this car is absolutely ready for the future. It also has state-of-the-art filtration systems inside the car. We all care about the environment. We all want to be in our tranquil sanctuary. We want to be in our bubble. And we focused on launching this new Defender with state-of-the-art system to deionize and filter the air before it comes in. The air inside of the car is better than you will breathe in most of the cities across the world. Definitely by a long way. We truly believe this new Defender is a special vehicle for you, and so many of you have reached out with fantastic praise of what you've seen. And I can't wait to come back out to Asia again, where I've been testing many times to drive these vehicles with you.
Nick and Massimo, thank you so much for your time and sharing with us your insightful stories. You've heard it from the creators themselves. Now, Asia, are you ready? Let's meet Robin Colgan, Managing Director of Jaguar Land Rover Asia Pacific region, to tell us why the new Defender will feel right at home. Hey!
Roz, great pleasure to meet you.
Hi,
Hello.
look at
Hi.
this.
How are you?
I'm very, very good. I've got questions for you today. Like you answer them, okay?
Okay. As long as I get to talk about the new Defender.
Oh, for sure. Like, you wear that on your heart, please. you should know it. Okay, so I've seen it. It's beautiful. I mean, it's no secret that it's also very powerful, very functional. But why else do you think people love the Defender so much?
So I think there is a strong emotional connection with this car. And it, it has an important legacy. The Defender model, the early series Land Rovers that the Defender evolved from. If you take this part of the world in particular, late 40s through the 50s, really the only vehicle that was fit for purpose, that could handle the very difficult conditions here, was a Land Rover, was an early Land Rover, and subsequently a Defender. We see that there are still quite remote communities in Malaysia, Nepal, Myanmar that are still to this day quite dependent on old Land Rovers that have just been constantly refurbished over the years. So that's important. I think there's a strong emotional connection. I think that the very functional nature of the vehicle, Defenders are built to do a job of work. They're built to be off-road capable and extremely durable, and because of that, as a vehicle, it somehow just transcends the perhaps other vehicle choices that are out there. It has this incredibly important role to do, this job to do, and then the things that make the Defender so good at its job also make it a good-looking car. And you kind of touched on that before.
I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, like you were just like, we were speaking off air, like about how when something is built to function, they usually just also look good.
Right, absolutely. So Defender's job is to be best in class off road and extremely durable. And what does that give you? It gives you a vehicle which is rides high on its suspension, very sharp front and rear overhangs. You step back from that vehicle, and you can almost see the structural integrity, the strength of the vehicle. And for sure, I think those things conspire to make a handsome car. It's not beautiful it's not beautiful like a Jaguar sports car is beautiful, but it's beautiful in its own way. It's a handsome vehicle.
It's hot to me. It's hot to me. I mean, so big launch here. Okay, building up to this big Asia debut. How was the preparation process like leading up to this?
So we have we've got our teams all around the region, and they need to be absolutely ready, because the levels of customer interest, as we've discussed, are so high, which means they've got to be better educated, trained, know more about the car than anybody else. And there's a lot to talk about. I mean, it's a big engineering project for us. All of the running gear, the steering, the suspension, everything about this car is new. The car, there's a lot of functionality, there's a lot of customer benefit out there, and they need to be able to explain that, articulate it, answer questions. There's also the technical side. So, our technicians have to be trained months before the vehicles even begin to arrive, in order to maintain the cars and to service the vehicles and make sure that they're properly looked after.
Nice.
So a lot to do in terms of prep.
So what are you most excited about for every market?
So there's definitely a few surprises with Defender. So I'm going to tell you all of. Should I tell you the surprises, or no? I'll tell you.
Tell me.
Okay.
That's the whole point of this.
So I actually own a really old Land Rover, like an old 1970s series Land Rover, and it has, in the front row, it's got a middle seat, and we've reintroduced that feature in the new Defender. So I in my old car, I love it because I get both of my kids up the front. It's social, it's fun, and it's really good for singing songs with the family on long road trips.
I like that that's considered.
So we're bringing it back with the new Defender. It's completely unique in the market, and I think people are going to really enjoy it. So that's something that I think surprises and delights people. To be honest, all of the people who I've spoken to who've driven Defender for the first time,
Yeah.
they've all been really blown away by how good it is dynamically. So it's a surprisingly good dynamic drive, cornering, it's quick, and I think people don't necessarily expect that from a Defender, and they've been really pleasantly surprised at how good the car is dynamically. So we're excited about that.
Cool. Thank you so much, Robin.
Okay, and now it's time. This is the moment our teams have been waiting for. So without further ado, let's go straight to the region.
In 3, 2, 1. Over to David Shree, head of Land Rover sales.
Finally, with great excitement, I can say that the icon is back. The new Land Rover Defender, this highly anticipated vehicle, has finally arrived on our shores. It made its first appearance at the Singapore Motor Show earlier this year. And naturally, it was a center of attraction. I'm sure everyone is excited about this new member of the Land Rover family. It truly showcases the pinnacle of capability that Land Rover has to offer. The Defender has a long history and a strong following in Singapore. Land Rover fans and many motoring lovers hold the Defender in high regard for its legendary capability and character. The most accessorized Land Rover ever means that you can customize the car to your personal taste. This is the ultimate companion for your everyday adventure. As seen on this car, the Expedition roof rack, matte black bonnet decal, raised air intake, front and rear classic mud flaps, and wheel arch protection. You are ready to go for an adventure anytime. Whether you're on a self-drive or going on a family road trip, the new Land Rover Defender is sure to attract attention of many with its iconic appearance. Go wild, find freedom, and make a statement with the new Land Rover Defender. Smart and highly capable, the new Land Rover Defender is a vehicle built for the adventures at heart. A 21st century icon, perfect for the vibrant and modern Singapore. Visit our showroom to experience it.
And now here's Mr. Michael Chan, Chief Operating Officer, Inchcape, Greater China.
I'm exhilarated that the Land Rover Defender is back with a phenomenal transformation. This legendary Defender holds a special place in the hearts of most Hong Kong people. If you look at the old photos of Hong Kong, you will always come across images of old Defender bustling around the busy streets. The iconic model was widely used by public sector in those days, and it has since been deeply ingrained in the collective memory of most Hong Kong people. To celebrate the arrival of the most iconic masterpiece of the 21st century, we are launching a host of digital initiatives and engagement activities in Hong Kong to share the pride and excitement with our customers and fans of the Defender. So stay tuned, you don't want to miss this.
And finally, Ryan Bermudez, Head of Sales, Jaguar Land Rover Philippines.
The Defender has had a rich and varied history in the Philippines and has a great following and loved by Filipinos. We are delighted to be finally unveiling the most anticipated new car of the year. The all-new Defender really emanates the Filipino spirit of adventure and is now the perfect vehicle to handle both start-stop world of city traffic and also ideal for the trips away from the city. Interest in the new Defender has been far beyond our initial expectation, and we have been so surprised at just how many Filipinos already know and understand what the Defender is and the spirit of adventure it creates. For us Filipinos, we love the Defender as it represents adventure, but also it feels like an extension of the family, as it is as much involved in our daily lives. And for many owners, it has been in the family for so many years we develop a bond with it. This is such a unique thing with the Defender, and our family values are really important to us. So Defender naturally becomes an extension to the family. For us as the retailer of Land Rover in the Philippines, The arrival of the new Defender allows us to reach a whole new client base, as well as reunite with clients who have been eagerly waiting for the return. The breadth of capability of the new Defender allows us to attract the whole cross-section of buyers who are looking for the practicality of daily ownership, a tough, safe, and comfortable vehicle capable of handling the daily stresses. However, we'll instantly adapt when the customer wants to get out and enjoy life to the full, to really live out our brand promise of going above and beyond.
Thank you so much, Robin, David, Michael, Ryan. My name is Roz, and what an epic ride. The new Defender is, simply put, capable of great things. Now, before you go test drive the new Defender yourself, check out these awesome highlights that make the new Defender one of a kind.